نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على سيدنا ومولانا محمد رسوله النبي الأمين المكين الحنين الكريم الرؤوف الرحيم أما بعد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I welcome you to another episode of the greatest Sufis. In today's episode, inshallah aziz, we will discuss the life and the teachings of a great Sufi from the subcontinent. The great Sufi who is known as Sheikh Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullahi ta'ala alayh, and whose shrine is in Pak Patan Sharif, Pakistan. We will show you, as usual, a footage, a documentary of his shrine, and before that we'll discuss his life. Sheikh Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullahi ta'ala alayh was born in the year 575 Hijri, and according to some narrations in the year 569 Hijri. His forefathers, among them there were great scholars, great ulama, great awliya, and Sheikh Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullah alayhi was in fact a descendant of Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, the second caliph of Islam. The father of Sheikh Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar, their name was Sheikh Jamaluddin. Sheikh Jamaluddin was a very well-known scholar, well-known personality in his area. And the forefathers of Sheikh Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullahi alayhi, they from Afghanistan, they migrated to Lahore. And from Lahore later on they migrated to a place known as Ajudan, which is now known as Pak Patan Sharif, which is in Pakistan. Sheikh Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullahi alayhi is among those awliya, is among those Sufis who were born as a Sufi, who when they were born already, they were given this blessing of Almighty Allah, that they were born as Sufis, they were born as Waliullah. So he was born as a Sufi, so he reflected Tariqa al-Wahab, which I discussed in our previous episode. And the important thing here to remember is the birth of Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullah alayh, especially his youth, and the way his parents taught him and they upbrought him, they did the tarbiyah of Sheikh Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullahi ta'ala alayh is of highly significance and importance. The birth of Sheikh Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullahi alayhi was in fact such miraculous and so blessed that when his mother conceived him, she as soon as she knew that she had a baby in her stomach, in her body, and a child was being developed in herself, she started making sure that she was praying extra. She was praying excessively. She made sure that she used to fast excessively. She made sure to recite the Quran voluntary extra. She used to stand up in the night and do Qiyamul Layl extra. And the reason why she would do this is because she wanted to make sure that the child which is going to be born will get the blessings of the recitation of the Holy Quran, will get the blessings of fasting, will get the blessings of the Nawafil prayer, of Qiyamul Layl. So she wanted to make sure that the child which is going to be born from her, and she is going to deliver after some months, is going to be a child who already is aware of the blessings of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And she made extra effort to make sure that everything she used to consume came through earning halal rizq. She made sure that whatever she ate, whatever she consumed, whatever she drank, she made sure that it was earned through halal means. Normally she would do that anyway, but especially during these days she would do the extra effort, do the extra research, make sure that whatever she was eating was considered 100% halal. And she did not eat anything which could be earned from any other way than a halal way, a halal method. Now this is something we have to now understand, my dear viewers, that when you from that time start developing and start doing the tarbiyah of your child, when the child in fact is not even born, Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has this rule that whatever you will input, the result and output will be equal to that, will be according to that. If you upbring your children according to the method prescribed by Holy Prophet ﷺ, then the children, they will also then have the same kind of result the Holy Prophet ﷺ then promised and was produced later on. Sheikh Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar was yet in the mother's womb, and the mother narrates that once while I had Baba Fariduddin, my son Masood, in my stomach, in my womb, I was walking and I fasted the whole day. At that day, I was presented an apple to do iftar, to break my fast. But as soon as I wanted to eat that apple, I had water already, but as soon as I wanted to eat that apple, I felt suddenly pain in my stomach. So much pain, and it went, and this pain became excessive and increased. And because of that pain, my whole concentration went to the pain, and I did not think about eating anymore. So what happened is, I did not eat that apple. I left that apple where it was. Later on, I ate something else. I did not get the chance to eat that apple. She was narrating the story to her son, Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar Rahmatullahi Alayhi. And when she was narrating the story, Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar Rahmatullahi Alayhi said, "Oh mother, do you know that in fact the pain which you were going through was because of me? I at that time realized that you were going to eat an apple which was earned through haram means. That apple was being presented by someone to you, but that person had earned that apple through a halal or forbidden way. It was not halal, it was not permissible. So I did not want you to consume that rizq, consume that apple. So I started moving around, so you would feel the pain, and because of that pain you left that apple, you did not eat that apple." My dear viewers, here we understand the importance of tarbiyah, of bringing your children. Many of us are now worried, and especially living in England, living in the Western countries. We say that, why is it our children do not obey us? Why is it our children are disrespectful to us? Why is it that our children do not consider our advice, our suggestions which we give them regarding their future? They disregard them totally. They do not obey us at all. Why is that? We have to think the reason is because the result output is because of the input we were given. What did we do? How did we upbring our children? What kind of tarbiyah did we give them? Did we give them the tarbiyah which Holy Prophet ﷺ prescribed us to give? Were we upbringing our children from their birth that they would become good human beings, they would become obedient towards Allah and towards Holy Prophet and towards us? Or whether we were worried about our own materialistic desires and lusts, we were worried about earning money, and we did not concentrate on the important aspect of tarbiyah, of bringing our children. So Sheikh Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar was a wali, but he was a wali because this was his mother. Her mother struggled for that, mother made efforts for that, so Allah made him a wali. Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar Rahmatullahi Ta'ala Alayhi, when he was young, once his mother used to always say to Fariduddin, "Oh Fariduddin, oh Masood, if you will pray, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you a sweet, and you will find every time you finish your prayer, complete your prayer, a sweet under the prayer mat." Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar Rahmatullah Alayhi was very young, and this inspired him to pray every day. This motivated him to pray. So he used to pray every day, and the mother made sure that she always would put sweet under the prayer mat. Once the mother forgot, his mother forgot to put the sweet under the prayer mat. And she realized this when she saw Baba Fariduddin praying, her young child praying on the prayer mat. As soon as she saw this, she became worried. And she thought that if Fariduddin will not find any sweet today, it means he may be disappointed with Almighty Allah. It means that his trust in Almighty Allah will become weak. It means he might not pray anymore in his life. So she raised her hand and she communicated with Almighty Allah, supplicated to Almighty Allah, and she said, "Oh Allah, I used to do this to motivate and inspire Masood, so he may worship you, he may become your obedient servant. But today I have forgotten to put sweet there. If Fariduddin will not find any sweet, he may become disheartened, disappointed. So wallah, now it is up to you to make sure that Fariduddin does not become disappointed in you, does not become disheartened in you. So as soon Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullahi alayhi said salam, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, and he completed his salat, he raised his hands and asked Almighty Allah whatever he wanted to ask. And by completing the supplication, he uncovered the prayer mat and looked, and he found sweet under the prayer mat. He found divine sweet under the prayer mat. And the mother, when she looked and she found Fariduddin, that he found sweet under the prayer mat, she became relieved and she thanked Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Fariduddin ate from it and he went to his mother and said, oh mother, today's sweet which I found under the prayer mat was different than the sweet I normally would get. It was much more nicer, much more sweeter, much more delicious than any other sweet. The mother started crying. And the mother shed tears and said, Fariduddin, the reason why that sweet which you found today is much more sweeter than before is because before myself, your mother used to put sweet under the prayer mat. But today, Almighty Allah Himself arranged for the sweet under the prayer mat. It was divine sweet. And that is why it was much more tastier than the sweet I used to put under the prayer mat. So we see, my dear viewers, Shaykh Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullah alayhi was a great Sufi, great saint. But in him becoming a saint, becoming a Sufi, a major contribution was because of the tarbiyah. Major contribution was because of the upbringing, the method of upbringing Mas'ud Fariduddin Ganj Shakar. Fariduddin Ganj Shakar's actual name was Mas'ud. He was born with the name Mas'ud. Fariduddin, the name Fariduddin was given by him, bestowed upon him by one of the shuyukh, one of the Sufis at that time, in whose companionship, in which sohbah he sat sometime, whose name is Fariduddin Attar, the author of Tazkiratul Awliya. Mas'ud sat in the gatherings, and upon that, and upon completing the sohbah, the Shaykh bestowed the title and bestowed the name Fariduddin to Mas'ud. So Mas'ud became, and because this title was given to by another great Sufi, great saint, so people today sometimes don't remember, don't mention Mas'ud, but when they want to mention the Shaykh, they say Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullahi alayhi. And Ganj Shakar was not a name, was a title given to the Shaykh. And the reason is because Ganj Shakar means the bestower of sweetness. Bestower of sweetness. Ganj Shakar laqab was given by the Shaykh because once when he saw a person with a bag of sweet, he asked that person whether he could have some sugar, some sweet from it. That person denied and he lied to him that in the bag I don't have sugar, this is not sugar, this is salt. When he said so, Shaykh Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullah alayhi, he said, surely then it must be salt. That person went to his own house, and when he came at his house, he found out that in fact the sugar which he had in the bag was turned into salt. There was no sugar there, there was only salt. So he realized what he had done. He realized he lied to a friend of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the friend of Almighty Allah uttered something which Almighty Allah then made happen. So he went back to Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullah alayhi, and he asked forgiveness, and he said, I have made a mistake, please forgive me. And Shaykh Fariduddin smiled at him and said, may Allah forgive you, and may that salt become sugar again, sweet again. So that salt became sugar. Because of this, the Shaykh, and this spread as a fire in the whole area, the Shaykh became Ganj Shakar for everybody, bestower of sweetness. So this is the background of the laqab. The Sufi Shaykh Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullah alayhi, his actual spiritual guide, his actual spiritual Shaykh is Qutbul Aqtab Shaykh Khwaja Qutbuddin Bakhtiyar Kaki. Shaykh Qutbuddin Bakhtiyar Kaki rahmatullah alayhi was the Shaykh of Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullah alayhi. However, still the Shaykh sat in many shuyukh, sat in the company and the sohbah of many shuyukh. Among them, Shaykh Sahabuddin Umar Soharwardi, Shaykh Saifuddin Qadri, Shaykh Sa'id ad-Din Jamwi, Shaykh Bahauddin Zakaria, Shaykh Ohaddin Karmani, and Shaykh Fariduddin Muhammad Attar Nishapuri. The Shaykh sat in in the sohbah of many shuyukh to earn spiritual blessings and to gain tarbiyah from them. Inshallah al-Aziz, dear viewers, we are going to a short break. After the break, inshallah, we will show you the documentary on the shrine of Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi. Please stay with us.